Okay, answers to last week's ear training. You can see my bass now, doesn't matter. So we're going to go through the 10 intervals we played. I'm going to give you the answers, and I'm just going to kind of give you some tips on basically how to hear those intervals. Little tricks, little things to help you hear the intervals. It's like anything, it's just practice. Okay, so number one was a major third. So we played the major scale. So that's basically the third note of the major scale. Little tricks for hearing this. Obviously it's part of a major triad. It's got a very consonant sound, very sort of stable sound. Okay, we're going to get on to hearing these intervals played together at some point as well. Number two was a major seventh, so the seventh note on the major scale. Okay, very dissonant sound. So it's got what's called a leading quality. It wants to go up to, wants to resolve. The thing to remember with music, and especially with ear training, is notes are either resting or they're active. If they're resting, they kind of feel happy where they are. If notes are active, then they want to go somewhere. A third is a resting note. Doesn't really want to go up, doesn't really want to go down. It's kind of where it needs to be. A seventh of a scale always is going to sound like it wants to go up. Right, number three, that was the fourth note of the major scale. So that was a fourth. Again, it's got a resting quality. I always think about little tunes to help you remember some of these intervals. So for that one, it's quite useful. Okay. Right. Number four, an octave. So basically we were playing C to C. It's about as resting as you can get. So resting is almost asleep. So that was just the note C played an octave up. Number five was a sixth. It's sort of semi-active, I suppose. In some ways it's resting. To me it still feels like it wants to go up. It wants to go up to the root. Move down to the fifth. So another good thing to think about is where a note's going. If they're resting, then you can narrow down your choices. If they've got that active sound or semi-active sound, they want to be somewhere else. So you've got to remember this is all relative. We're thinking about the scale of C. A note is a note. It's only when you think of it in relation to something else. And obviously this goes for every major scale there is: F major, B flat major, E flat major. The same thing. Right, number six was a second. So the second note of the C major scale. So that's an active note. It wants to go somewhere, it wants to go down, it wants to go up, it wants to go down to the root, it wants to go up to the third. More of a feeling that it wants to go down to the root. Okay, so again you've got to think about the sound. Is it active? Is it resting? Where does it feel in relation to the scale? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 7 was the fifth. A very resting sound, a very solid sound. There's no reason, it's no surprise that a lot of rock songs, power chords, what we call power chords, root, octave, fifth. It's a very resting sound, it's not going to upset anybody. So if you hear that, in relation to the major scale. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8, we have a 6th again, which we've already spoken about. Obviously, once we get past 7, we're repeating. Semi-active. Number 9, we've got a 3rd again. Solid sound, pretty resting. And then, number 10, we've got our favourite, the 7th again. So again, in relation to the major scale, it's about as active as you can get. Okay, so go through these. Just keep practicing, working on these scales and these intervals. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you some more examples over the next few days in different keys. F major, for example, maybe. B flat major. E flat major. And we'll see how we get on. Once we've got these down, we'll start learning to hear the notes play together. So, for example, a 3rd, 7th, 6th, 5th. And we'll progress from there into trying to hear lines within the scale. Into hearing chords. So stick with it, and I hope this will help you.